Well, so I was researching about SEO to put focus on, and I discover something mistakenly. Welcome to another enlightening episode of Deep Dive Spectrum, where we uncover the truths hidden beneath the surface of tech, SEO, and digital innovation. 6 months ago, the SEO world was shaken by not one but two groundbreaking revelations. Mike King's article, titled Google Search's Internal Engineering Documentation Has Leaked, set the stage for what can only be described as a seismic shift in our understanding of Google's operations. Around the same time, Rand Fishkin followed up with his own expose. An anonymous source shared thousands of leaked Google Search API documents with me. Everyone in SEO should see them. This came to light thanks to a surprising twist during Irfan Azimi's research, unveiled what we never expected to see. Internal Google API documents pointing to ranking factors that Google has historically denied using. Factors that we as SEOs and digital creators have long speculated about but never had definitive proof of. So, what are these ranking factors? Let's take a closer look at the signals these leaks reveal and nav boost. Click and user interactive data suggesting Google tracks engagement far deeper than we imagined. Groom data, traffic and clickstream analytics pulled directly from Google's browser. A sandbox for new websites. The supposed purgatory for brand new sites, long rumored but never confirmed. Until now, here is the real question of websites. Now here's the real question. Do these signals actually work the way these leaks suggest? Or are they merely part of a much larger, more nuanced ecosystem? That's what we are here to explore today. And to do so, I'm diving straight into Google's own AI-powered notebook, Notebook LM, to analyze and validate the legitimacy of these claims. Together, we'll piece together the puzzle and determine whether these leaked factors are influencing rankings as the SEO world suspects, or if there's more to the story. So sit back and get ready to unravel one of the most controversial topics in the world of search. So let's begin the deep dive.
Okay, so get this. We're going deep today.
Deep.
Into Google's content warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that massive system that basically just sifts through and organizes all the data that they collect.
Yeah. A lot of data.
It is a lot of data.
It's a lot.
And you send over a bunch of API references from version 0.4.0.
Right.
And let me tell you, it's not exactly light reading.
No, it's dense.
But trust me.
Oh, yeah.
There are some fascinating insights buried in this code.
It's really like peeking behind the curtain to see how they categorize and ultimately understand the digital world.
Exactly. And we're not just talking about your average web pages here.
No.
This system tackles everything.
Right.
From scholarly articles and user activity logs to geographic regions, even road signs.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-blowing how much information they process.
Yeah, it is.
So what kind of secrets do we unearth in these API references?
Well, one thing that immediately jumped out at me, at least, was how they use location data to personalize the user experience. For example, the Abusemister restriction node shows how they determine content restrictions based on where you're accessing the internet from.
So it's not just about blocking inappropriate content.
Right.
It's about tailoring what you see based on your location.
Exactly. They've created this hierarchy where a rule for a specific country like France would override a broader rule for the European Union if you're browsing from within France.
Huh.
It's like a very finely tuned system for location-based content delivery.
That's pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
Makes sense, though, considering how much of our online experience is already personalized.
Right.
What else did you find interesting in these API snippets?
Well, their approach to identifying potentially harmful content really stood out to me.
Okay.
Instead of relying solely on simple keyword filters, they're using something called SIMHASH.
Okay, hold on, Simash.
Yeah.
You have to break that down for me.
Okay, so think of it as a way to create like a digital fingerprint of a piece of content. So this SIMHASH allows Google to compare different pieces of content and quickly identify near duplicates, even if the wording is slightly different.
Okay.
It's a powerful tool for detecting things like spam or plagiarism.
So instead of getting fooled by a few word swaps, they're looking at the overall similarity of the content.
Exactly.
That's clever.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're going to great lengths to make sure that their platforms are safe and free from harmful content.
Absolutely, and it doesn't stop there.
Oh.
The Abusium verdict restriction context node suggests they consider the context in which content is being shared when making decisions about potential violations.
So it's not just a black and white yes or no when it comes to content moderation.
Right.
They're actually factoring in things like user history, the platform, or even the time of day.
It could be.
That adds a whole other layer of complexity to the process.
Exactly. They're taking a much more nuanced approach, which is crucial when dealing with the vast amount of content being shared online.
It's like they're trying to understand the intent behind the content, not just the words themselves.
Right.
Now, shifting gears a bit, I noticed that these API references also shed some light on how Google Maps and understands user behavior across their various platforms.
Yeah, you're referring to the Apps People Activity Backend Destination Stream node, right?
Yeah.
This one reveals how they track and categorize user activity across platforms like YouTube, Google+, and others. It's all about creating this comprehensive picture of how people interact with those services.
Which is incredibly valuable for things like personalized recommendations and targeted advertising.
Oh, for sure.
But it also raises questions about data privacy, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yeah.
And while these APIs don't explicitly address their privacy policies, it's definitely important to be aware of how this data is being collected and used.
Agreed. So they're mapping locations, analyzing content, and tracking user activity.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of focus is on understanding the who, what, and where of the digital world.
Right.
What about personalization?
That's a key element as well.
Okay.
The Assistant API Settings Personalization Metadata Attributes node, for example, shows how they store and manage user preferences for things like volume levels on Google Assistant.
Oh.
It highlights the extent to which they tailor experiences to individual users.
It's amazing how they manage this massive amount of data
Yeah.
while still delivering a personalized experience.
Yeah.
But we've only just begun to scratch the surface of these APIs.
Right.
Let's delve deeper and see what other insights we can uncover.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
Sounds good. You know, it's fascinating how these APIs reveal that Google isn't just interested in like raw data. They're trying to understand entities.
Entities?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, take a look at nodes like knowledge graph nested struct and repository web affinity scores.
Okay.
They hint at a system for representing and scoring entities, things like people, places, organizations, or even abstract concepts. It's as if they're building this like giant knowledge graph of the entire world.
So they're not just indexing web pages.
No.
They're actually extracting knowledge and connections from them.
Exactly.
That's next level stuff.
It really is.
Now that you mention it, I'm looking at the NLP SAFT referent node, and it seems to describe how they identify and track references to these entities within text.
Right.
Like figuring out when different phrases refer to the same person or concept.
That's a core challenge in natural language understanding.
Yeah.
And it's crucial for tasks like retrieving information, answering questions, and summarizing text. It's impressive to see these capabilities reflected in these APIs.
And it's not just limited to text either. The Image Understanding Indexing Label Group node suggests they're also analyzing and labeling images in incredible detail, identifying objects, scenes, and even abstract concepts within images.
Yeah, it really speaks to the power of computer vision and machine learning.
Yeah.
They're essentially teaching computers to see and understand the visual world.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it. They're going beyond just cataloging information. They're trying to make sense of it all.
Right, and they're using that understanding to create a more intuitive and seamless user experience.
Speaking of user experience, I'm noticing a lot of nodes related to shopping and product information, like quality shopping attachment.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, it seems like they're gathering and analyzing data about products, things like reviews, ratings, and even comparisons between different products.
It makes perfect sense given Google's role in e-commerce.
Right.
They're leveraging this vast knowledge graph to understand products, brands, and retailers and ultimately using that information to enhance our shopping experiences.
Exactly, and they're constantly refining these systems based on user feedback.
Hmm.
The image quality nav boost image quality click signals node, for instance, appears to capture data on user clicks related to image quality, suggesting they use that feedback to tweak their algorithms and improve search results.
So it's a self-learning system.
Yeah.
They're constantly collecting data from our interactions, learning and adapting to make their systems smarter and more relevant. It's the power of big data in action.
It really is, and this dedication to improvement is also evident in their efforts to combat spam and keep their platforms safe.
Right, I was just about to bring that up. Nodes like spam cookbook action and YouTube people comment enforcement status caught my eye. It seems they're using a variety of methods to tackle bad actors and ensure the safety of their platforms.
Content moderation is a massive undertaking.
It is.
And these APIs give us a peek into just how complex that challenge is. They're employing algorithms, human review processes, and even user feedback to create this multi-layered defense against harmful content.
It's a constant battle, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
As technology evolves, so do the tactics of those who seek to exploit it.
Absolutely, and that's why it's so important for companies like Google to be transparent about how these systems work.
Transparency is key. We need to understand these systems, to hold them accountable, and ensure they're being used responsibly. Okay, so far we've seen how Google is mapping entities, analyzing images, refining shopping experiences, and even fighting against spam.
Right.
What other insights can we glean from these fascinating API snippets?
Yeah.
Let's continue our exploration.
You know, one thing that continues to amaze me is the sheer variety of data formats they're handling.
It's incredible, right?
Right.
We've already seen how they tackle text and images.
Right.
But it doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
They're also processing video and even audio data. It's like they're building a universal translator for all things digital.
Exactly. Nodes like SpeechWave Header and video stream info clearly demonstrate their capabilities in analyzing those types of media. Makes perfect sense when you consider the growing popularity of things like voice search video content and even music recognition.
Yeah, it's all part of this larger shift toward a more multimodal way of searching and understanding information. We're moving beyond simple text-based queries and embracing the richness of human communication in all its forms.
Absolutely. And they're not limiting themselves to the digital world either.
Yeah.
Their efforts in mapping and understanding the physical world are equally impressive.
You're right. I was just looking at nodes like geostore anchored geometry proto and country location info. They're not just pinpointing locations on a map.
Right.
They're also understanding their spatial relationships and even 3D geometry.
It's like they're creating this digital twin of our planet.
Wow.
And it has massive implications for areas like navigation, augmented reality, and even the development of self-driving cars.
The possibilities are mind-boggling. It's amazing to think how far they've come.
Yeah.
And these API references are just a snapshot from version 0.4.0.
Right.
Imagine how much more sophisticated these systems have become since then.
I know, it really makes you wonder what the future holds.
It does.
Speaking of the future, they're also looking ahead to new ways we might interact with technology. The Assistant API Action v2 supported features Node hints at their ongoing work with voice assistants and conversational interfaces.
So they're anticipating a world where we interact with technology more naturally, using our voices and gestures. It sounds like science fiction.
It does, doesn't it? But these APIs offer a glimpse into the very real infrastructure they're building to support those interactions.
Yeah.
It's all about making technology more intuitive and accessible.
And speaking of accessibility, I'm also noticing nodes related to scholarly articles and research data like NLP Science Select article metadata and science citation reference discussion. It seems they're not just indexing the web.
No.
They're tapping into the vast world of academic knowledge as well.
That's a crucial part of their mission to organize and make information universally accessible.
Right.
They're breaking down the barriers between academic research and the wider public, which could lead to incredible advancements in scientific discovery and innovation.
It's truly inspiring. They're democratizing knowledge, making it available to anyone with an internet connection.
And that's a powerful idea. It empowers individuals with the information they need to learn, grow, and make informed decisions.
Well said. We've covered so much ground today, from how Google handles different types of data, to their efforts in mapping the physical world, anticipating future interactions, and even tapping into academic knowledge. It's been an incredible journey through the inner workings of their content warehouse.
What's truly remarkable is that even though these APIs are from version 0.4.0, they reveal the fundamental principles and ambitions driving Google's technological development. It gives us this timeless insight into their pursuit of organizing the world's information and making it universally accessible and useful.
It makes you excited to see what they'll accomplish in the years to come. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a fascinating exploration of the complex systems that power so much of our digital lives.
My pleasure. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.